lot of challenges in our life. It is very important. That's the topic that we have been understanding. Last session we discussed about 9 obstacles. And all 9 obstacles have something to do with the mind. Do we have our own mind? Do you possess mind?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, very good. Do you possess smartphone? Both are machines. Does smartphone control you or you control it? That's the only thing that we need to understand. Here is Sarah. So you see that is what is important. That is what is important. I'm thirsty, what should I do? Drink a glass of water. I'm still thirsty, what should I do? Should I eat nuts or should I drink more water? So simple. I'm still thirsty, let me take little more liquid. I don't succeed. What should I do? No, I don't like this. What should I do? We don't think in the right way. When the mind says, I do not succeed, what should I do? I should repeat the practice. I did not succeed. Do the practice again. So what happens? We stuck. I have done your practice. It's not my practice, it's your practice. The moment you do it, it becomes yours. So in case of water, we know what needs to be done. In case of the practice, we have 1 million complaints. Am I right? We have 1 million complaints. What happens in the Eastern wisdom, that must be very clear to you. Every book says, learn this Eastern wisdom from a teacher. And if the teacher follows the tradition, teacher says you have to learn from the books. And if the teacher starts teaching from its own intellect, that will create problems. The subtle part of the tradition is to understand this is what we do not do it. We have many yoga teachers here. Do you agree? Eastern wisdom says, every book says, learn from the teacher. And every teacher who continues the tradition says, you have to learn from the body of the knowledge passed on to us. Another part, that is the most, I would say, that is the greatest blunder where we do it. I have to go to office, say for example. So there is a time, there is a location, there is a purpose. Right? I have to learn driving. Driving is outside. Take this example of driving. So I learn, I read the books, I understand the books, I understand the rules of the road, I understand. So this is the theory. Isn't it? It is a theory. And then I start riding on the car with a driver teacher. I learn it. Right? So science says there are 2 parts. Theory, practice. Theory, practice. Clear? Now, our mind wants to apply the same principle of the science in learning Eastern wisdom, and there you fail. Why it doesn't work? Where are you now? Here and now. Who is listening? You. When? Here and now. Where is the real self? It is here and now with me. Is there a theory and practice different? Tell me. Are you listening to me as a theory, and once you listen again, then it becomes a practice? We are searching our real self. It is here and now. The very listening is learning. The very learning is the practice. That we miss it, and when you miss it, then continue the journey. Are you getting it? I'm laying a foundation of this next sutra that we are going to study. Now see that how many times I have spoken that you are your real nature. 100 times. Why we do not feel that we are real self? I don't have time to examine that. I have more time in putting myself into anxiety and duality and what you said, Christina, funky. I don't know the meaning of the funky. I'll understand from you later. You see that? Do you see the reality? That is why the master in the Eastern wisdom says, listen, listen. So what is wrong with me? You are Brandy. Are you 100% clear? When I say you are real self, why it is not 100% clear? Why it is not clear? You have the knowledge with you. So we are not clear because of wrong notions in the mind returns back again and again. What should I do to get rid of the wrong notion? Remember you are thirsty. Again I am thirsty. Again I am thirsty. What should I do? So I should listen these principles again and again until the knowledge now stays in the mind. It reminds you that being funky is not your real nature. Peace and happiness are your real nature. The knowledge does not stay there. And then you complain, oh, nothing happened. Why should anything happen to you? Nothing will happen to you. Do you see? Knowledge does not stay in the mind. It does not lead you to experience. Problem is the intellect is not steady. See, from the mind I came to intellect. The intellect is not steady. If the intellect is not steady with reference to your name, and I will say Brandy, you will say whom you are calling. Intellect is steady with reference to the name, with reference to the body, with reference to the home, with reference to your work, with reference to your gender. Why it is not steady with reference to the real self? Are you getting it, Leslie? What should we do? Practice listening, practice listening, practice listening, practice. Until the intellect says, I got it. What I got it? My nature is real self. What is real self? Pure consciousness. I'm not teaching any religion, cult, dogma. I don't ask you to follow. Use your intellect. That is why now you understand the meaning. I spent 26 years with my Guru. When the intellect says, now the knowledge of the real self stays, whatever happens outside, it remains outside. You live into that state of the peace and the calmness. See that? Are you getting it? There is nothing that is blind, it is open. Krishna says, Krishna is the originator of yoga and meditation, who says that it is a royal secret. And then he said it is an open secret. Can the secret be open? What is the meaning of secret? It only few knows. Huh? Maybe I and the Sam knows a particular thing that you don't know, so it becomes a secret. But then why Krishna says it is an open secret? It is an open secret for a seeker. Who is a seeker? If you are a seeker, the knowledge unfolds. So last session we said there are 9 obstacles. Vyadhi, physical illnesses, dhyan, dullness, and then we did sanshaya, doubt, pramada, carelessness, and laziness, alasya, avirati, overindulgence, bhranti, delusion, and intellect is not sticking to that experience and totally worried that I'm not getting that experience what others are. So these are different challenges that we have studied in the last session. Now see the point of understanding. Very understanding. Christina opened the topic. She said, I feel a little bit funky. I don't start thinking over it, why I'm feeling funky. So when you do not start thinking over it, these 9 obstacles will remain present in your mind. I don't think. No, I am feeling heavy, so your friend says, okay, then take rest, we will meet tomorrow again. I don't think. Why I am feeling heavy? Mind, how dare you to make me feel heavy? See that? Laziness. You woke up, you are lying on the bed, and you say, I feel lazy. Let me keep lying down for an hour. Do you see that? So what is going to happen this with laziness? Now, anyhow, you woke up, you keep lying on the bed, then everything is late in your schedule. We don't pay attention to the wrongdoings by our own mind. These are the 9 obstacles. Right? So now these 9 obstacles continues in your life. What happens? This is what the next sutra is. What a beautiful sutra it is, that when you live into that, the master says, dukh dor manasya angame jayatva. Angame, where he says, dukh dor manasya angame jayatva swasa praswasa sabhuva. Now see, you start fighting with the symptoms, the manifestation, because of 9 obstacles. So he categorized them into 4 categories. You remember how these 9 obstacles are linked to this sutra. What this sutra says, what symptoms you feel. Now see, first he says you feel dukkha. Dukkha means pain, suffering. Now I'm sorry, I'm taking an example, Christina. So some people feel, I'm feeling sleepy. So now you feel funky, so okay. So funky is another expression of either pain or a kind of despair. So the second symptoms that I feel is dormanasya. Dormanasya means despair, depression. Third, the symptoms we feel. Angame jayatva. Angame jayatva means restlessness of the body, fidgeting. And the fourth is, I feel shortness of the breath. Now understand all the four step by step. First is dukkha. The first symptom are associated with all the 9 obstacles. Is sorrow and the pain. So when you start examining, a close examination reveals that all the 9 obstacles causes sorrow and the suffering. So I did not check it in the first instant. That is why in the second level, now it has deepened in my mind. We skip important work due to laziness, say for example, infatuation or doubt and lose wealth, miss appointment. And after missing the appointment, so what is the result? I feel pain, sorrow. Do you see? Link it. So what it means, the moment I feel any kind of pain, it is one or more of the 9 obstacles that has been working in my mind. Are you getting it? It is going to help in your personal, professional, social, family life when you examine it, when you understand it. How dare you, mind? You make me feel lazy. Who are you? I will choose. Can you take over the mind? So this sorrow and the suffering, it may lead you to physical illnesses. At a later stage, it may lead you to mental disturbances. So you see, you have to link these two sutra, John. Previous sutra, 9 obstacles. Now the symptoms. Now I have overlooked all the 9 obstacles. And that is why now I have these symptoms. The first is dukkha, sorrow and pain. Second is dormanasya, feeling a kind of despair. Maybe we can say categorize normal way of depression. All 9 obstacles causes a kind of despair, different from sorrow and suffering. How they are different? When desire is not fulfilled, mind is distracted and agitated, is what is known as despair. Even it is less harmful than sorrow, still it may cause you pain. Are you getting it? You are overlooking, you are ignoring those 9 obstacles. Now today I am feeling so lazy. So you will definitely say, okay, let us meet again next week. So I am giving momentum to that feeling in the mind. So it will settle. When it will settle, so I have a weakness, I have a dormancy, I have a despair. See that? Leslie, we are examining your mind. Not your mind, everyone's mind. Do you see? Understand that. It is very important to have the right knowledge. So then third comes angame jayatva. All 9 obstacles causes restless in the body, fidgeting. You are listening to me and the body is going somewhere else. It happens. It happens. In India, we used to say, remember, it's a hurry, worry, curry. 3 factors. That causes angame jayatva. What is hurry? You know. What is worry? You know. So curry here is not taking balanced diet. Curry. Hurry, worry, curry. So that idea of taking the curry, having a hurry and the worry lives in the mind because of 9 obstacles. That results into angame jayetva. Do you see that? And the fourth one, swasa praswasa. Swasa praswasa here means heavy breathing, shortness of the breath, because of the mind, not because of respiratory disorders or asthma. That may be a secondary factor. So if my mind lives in those 9 obstacles and takes them for granted, okay, it is there. What I feel. It was Kate topic, but Kate will listen the audio. Do you see that? Can I examine my life day to day? When I wake up in the morning, I feel sleepy. My mind is full of doubt. That is going to lead to these 4 symptoms. Look at the depth of understanding of Eastern psychology. I like modern psychology, but what gives me a deeper understanding, I should follow that. Knowledge is knowledge. Take one example. Any movement, a single movement in the body is caused by the mind. Is the mind living with the right knowledge that causes the movement, or the mind living with the wrong notions, wrong ideas that has been habituated in the mind? How? Because of 9 obstacles. You have a slight pain here on the right shoulder. I cannot lift it. You see? It is the mind. I cannot see. I cannot lift it. You see that? You had an ego problem with a guy, and the next time you meet, nine obstacles. 9 obstacles. See that? How it is working at a very deeper level, which we don't recognize. The same guy comes up, you have said me this thing. You're still in the mind. Pramada. Pick up the 9 obstacles. Nine obstacles give rise to these 4 symptoms. And these 4 symptoms you can add more than 90 symptoms. My master used to talk about those 90 symptoms. They go unnoticed. When they go unnoticed, your practice is not helping me. Why it should help you? Do you have a contract? I have to change my mindset. So the entire 9 obstacles, which results into these 4 symptoms, we have to understand closely. Is it a theory or practice? You can notice now, you can observe now. There was another master, Swami Gitananda, who was also a great master, who was a surgeon in 50s working in New York. He studied Vivekananda. Then he left New York and he became one of the great masters. In the recent, he died in perhaps in 2000 or 1999. Because he belongs to the medical science. Now see what he used to say. To smile, you need 32 groups of the muscles on the cheek. And to frown, you need 132 groups of muscles. Which one is the hard work? Which one is the lighter? Use that. To frown, to have a big face, Leslie, you need 132 groups of muscles. To smile, you need only 32 groups of muscles. You see, so once you are immersed in the knowledge of the Eastern wisdom, your expression, you give different expression, but ultimately you communicate the same Eastern wisdom. I am repeating it again. So remember, every book in the Eastern wisdom, we have a lot of our friends, yoga teachers and experts are there. So when we say tradition, understand what it means by tradition, John. Every book says, learn this knowledge from a teacher. And every teacher says, learn it from the body of knowledge. Do you see the tradition? So, as a teacher, do I teach and stick to the Eastern wisdom? No, I don't follow the tradition. You may speak volumes. You don't follow. Simply, you don't follow it. No, but the science has progressed tremendously. They cannot search who am I. That is not their subject. Even let the science progress. I will complement the science with the Eastern wisdom, but I cannot replace it. Complement. Bring all the research studies, but you cannot replace it. Are you getting it? Understand that. So, paying attention, book says, learn from the teacher. Teacher says, I will teach you from the books. That is how the tradition continues. Do I continue that same tradition? I use my intellect and I say, here is a work from the science. No, I'm not. First, I have to explain the principle of Eastern wisdom clearly. Then I have to say, let the science complement here my understanding. Am I clear? Christina, no funkiness, no anxiety. You are in peace. Let us start our journey. People will say, this guy is crazy. He picks up... No offense to anyone. Eyes are closed. Let us follow one practice that we did before. So eyes are closed. Body is steady. Now you see, with that knowledge you are doing the practice. It accelerates the process of evolution. So you are looking at the neck joint. Who is looking? The mind. Mind is looking at the neck joint. What is your experience? Sensation, comfortable, steadiness. What is after that experience? Nothingness, space, shoulder joints. What is the goal of the Eastern wisdom? Is to move the mind within, to find the real self which is present within me. Shoulder joints, sensation, being comfortable and steadiness. The entire body. Check it. Why I am giving a pause? Now you are aware of 9 obstacles. See that? Followed by the symptoms. So when you are aware of it, my friends, what is going to happen? Their body will remain comfortable. The mind will remain carefree. Even if those symptoms are there, you separate yourself from them. What will happen? That will help you succeed. But still, we are doing one previous practice that we did 3 months before. So now the nyasa. In that state of the steadiness, start breathing little deep, silent and slow. Not very deep. Your wisdom should prevail. Not very deep so that the mind finds a sense of anxiety. Not very slow so that the mind starts wandering. That is the purpose of this breathing. You got it, yes. Now, your breath is your car, mind is your driver, and you move on the highway inside with the word Om singing mentally. How? The moment you start inhaling, move the mind inside the right arm from the shoulder to the fingertips in the space inside. Space is the highway. And the moment you start moving, mentally sing Om. And the moment you start exhaling, move the mind from the fingertips to the shoulder in the space inside, singing mentally Om. I used one word. Why the knowledge does not stay in our mind? Because of wrong notion returns. But why they return? I was listening to someone in the beginning who said, I'm always mindful in my life. Why you are not mindful when the mind throws these problems? Now move the mind in the same way inside the left arm. What you're doing? The moment you inhale, mind starts moving inside the left arm from the shoulder to the fingertips, and your mind is singing Om. When you exhale, mind is moving from the fingers to the shoulder. Om. No obstacles prevail, no symptoms. Why? Because the knowledge is steady in your intellect, my friend. Understand that. It is not a theory and a practice. They both go together. Move the mind inside the right leg from the right side of the waist to the toes. Om, singing. And you are visualizing the blankness and the space within. And moving the mind from the toes to the right side of the waist. Continue. You see the goal of the Eastern wisdom to move the mind within. When you start moving the mind within with a clear understanding, you drop the location and the time and the space. Theory and practice join together. And now inside the left leg. You see, the mind has not to worry about the location. It is inside. So when the mind wanders, distracted, feels laziness, 9 obstacles have caused these symptoms. But why? The knowledge is not staying. Why? I do not follow the principles. I am thirsty. Take water. I am still thirsty. Take water again. Continue to take it. So, does this idea settles in your mind? That I have to repeat, practice, listen, learn, do the practice. You will succeed. Now inside the spine, from the crown of the head to the tailbone, as you inhale, moving the mind from the crown of the head to the tailbone and moving the mind from the tailbone to the And now leave this deep silent slow breath. We will use the mantra. Remember, we use the mantra first time, reciting and listening. You simply listen, even if you do not understand. Recitation and listening. Recitation is different from the singing. You see that why I don't use the music? Many musicians have contacted, no, use this music. Why should I use the music? I have to take my mind within. So second level is recitation, listening, and with the meaning. Third level, recitation, listening, meaning, and the knowledge. So when that knowledge stays in the intellect, you need not to worry. Even in one mantra, you will succeed. But we are going to use the 5 mantras. But you have to say it mentally. So look deep inside your heart in the space. Mentally, Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. You are saying it mentally, you are reciting mentally, and you are listening mentally. That will help you to raise your awareness. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. We are using the same mantra, but this time with a meaning. What is the meaning? May there be well-being for all. Now ask yourself with the meaning. Does the well-being has a locus, has a time? No. That state of well-being, it is not the state of becoming. With that meaning, let us do it mentally again. Recitation, singing, and the meaning. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. 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 We will use the same mantra again, but this time with the knowledge. What is that knowledge hidden in it? I am repeating, may there be a well-being for all. And if it is something that is for all, means it is a common point. Then it is universal. Then it is a state of consciousness. Consciousness can alone be universal in me. So with that knowledge, you see that reality. That knowledge stays in your mind. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. 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 Second line is Sarvesham shantir bhavatu. So we follow the three stages, recitation and listening. What you are reciting in your mind, the mind is 100% available to listen. Means what? No obstacle is there. Sarvesham shantir bhavatu. Sarvesham shantir bhavatu. Sarvesham shantir bhavatu. Sarvesham shantir bhavatu. Now recitation, listening, and the meaning is, may there be peace for all. Peace for all. Can you tell me the weight, the length, the color, the shape of the peace? Is it not a part of the consciousness? Look at it. How these masters have used these mantras. Can I use that meaning? Sarvesham shantir bhavatu. 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 Singing, listening, recitation, meaning, and the knowledge. What exactly is the wisdom here? Peace. If I am conscious, then only I know what is peace. Conscious means I am a conscious being. In that conscious being, peace is also a state of consciousness. I think I made myself clear. Let us do it again. Sarvesham shantir bhavatu. 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 bhavatu. You see, you have a wisdom. That knowledge is staying. Wisdom is staying in your intellect, here and now. For what? For peace. It has no locus. It has no place. It has no time. It is pervading everywhere, permeating every being. If that knowledge stays here, and then you say it, you are already there. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. I made a little change that you already know. I always change every practice. Now the third line, Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. So only recitation and listening. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. You are also saying in your mind. You're reciting and listening. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Now switch on to the recitation, listening, and the meaning. What is the meaning? May there be completeness in all. Means what? Every one is complete in itself. There is no substance, no person, nothing on this universe that is not complete in itself. What? Let us allow the intellect to live with that knowledge and start saying mentally, Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. 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 Now apply the wisdom. What is the wisdom here? So intellect wants to know, when I am complete in myself, will my mind run after any thought or a desire outside? No. No. I have dropped all my obstacles. When? Here and now. How? With that knowledge. Let us do it. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Every time the knowledge says, I am complete. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. I can bet you, even if your mind is complaining about the body will not move. That is the power of meditation. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. You are not suppressing, repressing, reacting to any obstacle. You are using the power of the wisdom. I am complete in myself. Who can make me? Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. 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 Now the fourth line of the mantra, Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Let us do it, recitation and listening. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Now with the meaning. So what happens? Mangalam means auspiciousness. May everyone discover the auspicious moment 24/7. How it happens when the well-being, peace, completeness merges, you live in auspicious moment. Not now, but all the time. Sarvesham mangalam bhavatu. Sarvesham mangalam bhavatu. Knowledge is staying there. That is very important. We are going deeper and deeper in every session. Sarvesham mangalam bhavatu. 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 Now mentally say Om and ask the mind to go as deep as possible inside the heart. Just transcend all the milestones. So what you will find, the mind as if it has become still. And then say Shanti to the ignorant body, Shanti to the mind, Shanti to the body and the world. You are doing it mentally, very longer, to help the mind to go deep inside your heart. Then Shanti. The intellect says, I have yet to know the real self. No problem. That is why Shanti. Second Shanti to the mind. Mind, you are with me. Third Shanti to the body and the world. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Continue. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Doing nothing, remain as you are and see that knowledge has no thought. The wisdom has no thought. It is a pure state of the consciousness. And that state is not disturbed by the mind. Result, you are in meditation. Shanti, 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 Shanti. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your mind to the right hand, your mind to the left hand. Lift your both the palms, place it on your eyes, and inside the palms, till you see the space, know your experiences. Bring the hands down. We will share our experiences to progress. How are you, Daniel?
I'm good, thank you. So today for me it was a very heavy meditation. So my body was super heavy and I had the feeling if I move a bit, my muscles will not react and I can fall down. So I think that most of the meditation was super heavy for me. And it was also relaxing. So
Relaxing.
I'm really relaxed now and super fresh.
Yeah.
Very nice experience.
Very nice. Heaviness indicates that the body was totally still. So those who do not have it, they may have it or they may not have it. But everyone remained, I saw that everyone remained so still. Because of the knowledge the mind received. Practice is the second part. How are you, Christina, now?
Not as funky, but a better funk. It's just when I say funky earlier, it was more like the depression kind of thought.
Yes.
I know it's like I've known that I have all my knowledge up here, but I physically can't. Sometimes I can, but I feel. I could cry right now. I feel 180 from this morning already. So
Good.
Feel like I could go about my day and
you can cry in joy. We will see to it, but don't cry in that. You see, you have understood it. Knowledge should stay there. Wrong notions. What is wrong notion? Funky, craziness, laziness, heaviness. Mind, where are you going? Apply that knowledge. No, apply that knowledge. When you are driving, you cannot do 1 hour of practice, but you can apply knowledge. See that? How are you, Stephen and Sam?
I'm real good. I enjoyed the lesson, as always. What it stirred for me is my contemplation and reflection. I actually started thinking about my own journey, where I was over a year ago, and where I am today. And all of that is through the knowledge, the recognizing the thoughts, the pain, the obstacles, all along. I mean, we all have it. The meditation itself then led me into, and I think I've explained this before, I was bouncing between being behind my mind and in my heart.
In your heart.
And then I kept getting drawn, as we moved on, as I shared with you, that Sarve Sham mantra, I pretty much sing it to myself all day long.
All day long.
So today, as we kept going on, as soon as we hit the Poonam part, I was just sitting in my heart the entire time, and it was just this intense, like, I wouldn't even, pressure that I felt of it. Just I could feel everything inside just vibrating. And then as I was trying to come back to the mind, which I'm not sure why I was doing that, I just got this sensation of being pulled right back to my heart.
Beautiful. Did you notice what he is explaining? First he said consistency. But at the same time, with consistency with the knowledge that he received. Why he received that knowledge? I'm not important. He made himself important. No, he recalled all the principles. So when those principles lives in your mind, that goes a long way. That goes a long way in the journey of the self-discovery. Third point, do you remember what he said? He is doing sarvesham throughout the day. Is it difficult for you? I have a lot of things to do. So Stephen has also a lot of things to do in his day-to-day life. So you have to ask him, not me. How are you, Sam?
I'm really good. As soon as I closed my eyes, there was definitely a lightness, emptiness of the mind. During the Sarvasham, I felt like I was traveling between some places I've been, some nature, was seeing trees, clouds, but just observing, nothing to worry about or judge.
Yeah, that's good.
And I felt some nice, fluttering in my heart, but in a similar way, every time, a thought came in, he invited me for coffee, and I said, no, I'm fine. I'm already there.
Yes.
So that's it.
That's a beautiful. When any other thought comes, it is the knowledge that guides you to drive that thought away. Not to push, not to suppress, not to kill, not to fight. Not needed. Beautiful. How are you, Lara?
Does Terry want to go?
Yes.
Oh, it's okay.
You go, Terry.
Hey. Well, last week I was having a hard time doing the really fast tones. I don't know why. But I'm really glad that we went back to the
Salvation.
talk today. That was really helpful to me, and I didn't stop moving, but I felt like I had a moment where I was thinking, okay, after I do this, then I'll be in peace. After I wash the curtains, then I'll be in peace. After I get rid of the mice, then I'll be in peace. And then another part of myself just all of a sudden just yelled at me.
Yeah.
Wow.
Good. That
You know,
good.
I'm okay.
Yes, you are okay.
So,
I know you are okay.
so I have a lot of work to do on every obstacle and
Yes.
blah. I've gotten them along.
That recognition is much
I
better.
just have to keep, I just have to keep the other part alive until the other part just kind of goes away.
One more. That's a beautiful journey you are undertaking. You see, I was giving a lesson yesterday in the evening, so I redefined. There is a cognition. Lara and Kate and all other cognitions. So what is the cognition? Funky. Now recognize. Recognition means I go back to the cognition. That is recognition, right? Apply the Eastern wisdom. Come on, obstacles, symptoms. It is not me and mine. Kate? How are you, Lara?
I am good. I really enjoy enjoyed revisiting that meditation today. So it felt almost like a bath to me.
That's good.
Like just this very comforting feeling. And then when we were doing the chanting, I had a lot of tears that were just kind of flowing through. Nothing in particular, just a lot of eye watering. And I, like Terry, struggle with all of the 9 obstacles regularly. And then I think that they go away and then one shows up again. So it's just playing with that.
What a beautiful, beautiful experience. How are you, Barbara?
When I started the meditation, I had a really bad tickle in my throat, and I thought that it would interfere with me being able to meditate. But then I just felt so peaceful, and it felt like my mind was completely separate from my body.
Beautiful.
And I just, when it ended, I didn't know when it ended, I didn't know that I'd be able to lift my palms to my eyes. I just felt that I was totally separate.
That's a beautiful. You see that? Now see, understand this part. If the knowledge stays in the intellect and intellect is steady with the knowledge, no obstacle will prevail. No obstacle will prevail and you will succeed in meditation. That is the message our masters give. Leslie, how are you?
I'm perfect as always.
Beautiful.
I appreciate the authenticity of talking about the obstacles that are still at work. And Terry, I'm going to mangle what she just said about keeping them both alive, or they'll both be alive until one just goes away. So
beautiful. Yes.
So just waiting for that.
I see the sign of progress. It comes. Consistency, your practice. How are you, John? My friend. Only.
Well, for the meditation, it was very, very deep and mostly, empty. Like I wasn't there. Just a little bit, but most just, not there.
That's really beautiful. Beautiful. How are you, Kate?
Good morning, everybody. Sorry I was a little late. I thought I would have to work, but it turned out I didn't. So that was a beautiful meditation. I really didn't want to go back.
That's a deeper, yes.
But I did not. I struggled a little bit in the beginning, which I don't always when I meditate, but I was struggling. The obstacles were right there, you know what I mean? Having sat down late, I had thoughts, that kind of stuff. But once we started the chanting, I was able to focus the mind, and then it was just a really lovely experience.
Beautiful. What a good experience. How are you, Anton? Yes.
Good morning.
Good.
I had an immediate sense of home, like comfort, and it continued throughout. A gentle pulsing, just very much a warm experience. And then towards the end, I was struggling, but I felt very calm. Very calm. You have to remain calm now from onward. 24/7. 24/7. So that is wonderful. I see that consistency pays. And, simply remember, ask yourself whenever you have any form of negative feeling and wrong notion, why it is there when I practice meditation. So compare this. When I'm thirsty, what I do, I take water. I'm still thirsty, what I do? I repeat it again. Now I'm still thirsty. Take a big jug of water. Continue drinking until you are done. That what is the meaning? The essence is practice, practice, listening, learning, practice, listening, learning, practice, until we succeed. Wonderful, my friends. We'll meet again on Saturday. That is all. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Hello, Barbara. How are you doing?
I'm really doing fine. I really am.
It's a great group. Group is very good.
I think these days
Yeah, these days.
it is. It really it is. And yeah, I'm so embarrassed that I forgot about the time.